Hey, Ayla. Um, I'm sad we didn't get to say goodbye, um, but I wanted to tell you I love you. I really, really love you, and um, well, I thought maybe we could finish up our story here really quickly. If you remember, we had just gone on a train. We'd gone all the way up to the North Pole, and they met up with Santa Claus. And Santa was. We've talked about Santa before, but he's what we talk about for Christmas. It's really all about Jesus being born. But you know what? Sometimes we like to talk about Santa Claus so everyone can feel included, even the people who don't believe in Jesus. We'll talk more about that later when you're older. But for now, I'm going to talk about Santa Claus and little Jimmy got the first gift of Christmas here, and he's holding up this little bell, and wow, that's a pretty cool looking bell, he said. And he got it just for you, little Jimmy. So he hands him the little bell, and they say, "All right, let's take off." And then there he goes. He gets back into his sleigh, and he says, "Okay, on, Dancer and Prancer and Donner and Blitzen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, Vixen. I don't remember. One of them. Anyways, off into the night sky they went, and everyone said bye bye, and they were singing songs, and it was a really nice time. Well, afterwards, the festivities were all over, and it was time for everyone to go back and go to bed. So they loaded up the train. After that conductor said, "All aboard!" They loaded up that train, and they all got back on the train, and Jimmy was so happy with his little bell, and so he reached into his pocket to go get it, but he couldn't find it. And he was really sad about that. And he said, "Oh, where's my bell?" And then he asked all his friends, "Do you see my bell? Have you seen my bell?" Everyone looked around for it, and they couldn't see it. And so then they said to poor little Jimmy, "Oh, sorry, little Jimmy, we can't find your bell." And he was really sad. And that makes sense. That makes sense. I'd be pretty sad, too, if I lost my bell in that situation. Well, after that, he went all the way back home, and he hopped off the train, and everyone had their hot chocolate. They put it away, and they said, "Bye-bye, little Jimmy," and he waved to them. He said, "Bye-bye." And the train rolled on. Snow's falling outside. A really pretty night. Jimmy was still pretty sad, but he went to sleep. Had a nice little Christmas night's sleep. And he woke up the next day. He's hanging out with his sister. They're opening presents and having fun. They got little trucks and everything like that. And they had a nice morning, but he was still a little sad. He was still just a little bit sad that he didn't have his little bell, a special present from Santa Claus. So that was the one thing he wanted to have. And then his sister found one more little box. She said, "Hey, I think I found it. Your bell." And he found it. And they said, "You can always hear it if you believe."